Oh, Shandra Bennett. I said her name wrong. It's Shandra Bennett. And then it's Aija Penix, Endeya Penix, correct?
Yes.
All of y'all are beautiful. Thank you for coming on. So tell us a little bit about, what's been going on with you, Shandra? What's the latest projects that you're working on?
Well, because of COVID, I have not done much of anything. So, and actually my career happened by, just by happenstance, to be honest. I never really pursued it. I started out, of course, singing in church. And my first experience in the young adult choir was at Love Center in Oakland with Walter Hawkins as the pastor.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, and Daryl Coley was the choir director.
Yeah, I remember Daryl Coley. Yeah,
that's how I grew up. That's where I really learned how to sing. That was my background, and from there, it just it happened by that happened because I had a friend in school. She was my best friend, and she was like the goddaughter of Walter. So she invited me to church. So I loved her church, went, and they found out I could sing and joined the choir, and it kind of started from there. Continued to sing in high school. Got a special transfer to go to a school that I was not in zone for. So did that, had to audition for the choir, made the choir and started singing at that school. And it just kind of went from there. Stayed in church singing, got married, had 3 beautiful babies. And, yes.
Oh, they posing right behind you. They're posing.
Yes.
Right.
So my focus was my kids and my family. Got a divorce and, was a single parent of 3 babies and just didn't have the opportunity. So every opportunity I had, really God gave to me.
Wow.
He handed it to me. So my focus was my kids, taking care of them. And, I'm trying to think, remember Veritas?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even want it to be in Veritas. It was a wonderful choir here in Nashville, Tennessee, which is where I live. Amazing choir, small group, kind of an ensemble kind of thing, and had been watching them for a couple of years. And then a friend of mine, LaWanda Scroggins, who was a member of Love Center Choir, she moved out here and she was like, girl, you got to sing with them. They're so good. So she went up and talked to the directors and was like, no, y'all need to put my girl in. So that's how I got in.
Wow.
Sang with them. So from there, that's where I started doing session work here in Nashville. We would get hired for a lot of sessions. My babies, I used to drag them along. They remember.
Yes.
So that's how I really kind of got into the scene here in Nashville. And, as anything else, it's kind of cliquish. So it's all about who you know. So I just happened to literally happen to meet the right people, be in the right places. I'm a hairstylist that's my first job. So a lot of times I would meet people, just, some of my clients, like CeCe Winans was a client of mine probably 15 years before she even knew I could sing.
So you do a lot of,
so
are you doing hair for a lot of other celebrities too as well? Is that?
You could say that a little bit. CeCe is probably one of my biggest. I did Ashley Judd for the, what was that show?
It was the American Music Awards.
American Music Awards, AMAs. I did her hair for her performance one year.
Hair.
I did Whitney Houston's hair.
Wow.
Bobby Christina. Yeah. I actually did CeCe Winans' hair for Whitney's wedding. So that updo she's wearing, I did that.
Wow. Man.
Wow.
And yeah.
You are busy.
So when I say
That's
God
amazing.
is good, and he just kind of worked my whole life out.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Now you said 15 years before she knew you could sing?
Before she knew I could sing. So this is the thing, the group I told you about, Veritas, that small ensemble that I started singing with, and that's how I got the session work here in Nashville. Their musical director was CeCe's musical director. And he was like, hey, I think you should audition. And I was like, okay, but I got 3 kids, I can't do it. They were young at the time. And I just, I was like, well, sure, I'll do it. But I didn't think that, anything would become of it, but I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then once I got the gig, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I have 3 small children. A friend of mine who sung in the group with me, Veritas, she said, God told me to keep your kids for you. So that was just a blessing. And I hadn't even talked to her about it. She called me up and said, God told me to keep your kids, you go on and do your thing.
Wow.
So that's how I was able to go out on the road.
Wow.
And that, I think that tour lasted a little over a year. Yeah. So CC would call me up like, girl, come to the room. I need you to hook my hair up a little bit.
That's
so I would do her hair and then sing with her. Yeah. Yeah. So it was all about being in the right place at the right time, knowing the right people. But as far as anything current, I'm not really, like I said, I'm not doing anything. COVID has kind of shut a whole lot down. So
well,
I'm here for hire.
We're gonna come right back to you.
I need some work.
we got you. We're gonna come right back to you. I want to talk to your daughters behind you. Endeya.
Yes.
What's happening?
Too much.
Ma, you the star. I know that. You were doing it. You were getting hair and makeup done, and all of that.
No.
What's been happening with you, Endeya? I know you're a mom blogger, a vocalist.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Well, right now I am in full-time mommy mode. My baby, he's 3, going on 47, and wearing me out. And I'm also a full-time student, pre-law, so I'm really excited with that. 2 more semesters to go. But Rattles and Rants really came from me being at home and so isolated as a new mom. I had, my friends, I was at an age where they were just starting to get into motherhood, but I was pretty much the only one at the time who was, in mommyhood. And I was just at the house, bored out of my mind. And I would, talk to my sisters about some of the funny stories that I had with raising Jetson. And Rattles and Rants was born.
Wait a minute. Is that a little jet?
Yes.
That's
what. Yeah. So it's basically a place where moms come together and we just, vent, share stories, swap ideas, just a community for young moms.
That's what's up.
Wow.
We had to get a laugh on that because Jet, we all travel together.
We go way back.
I should have named
it way back. Yeah.
Okay.
Not there yet.
She's an entrepreneur. She has another business she's budding.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Aija Penix.
What up?
Hey.
Sister Soldier. You got the braids, and I see you got the braids going on.
Oh yeah, I got the braids going on. I'm all the way there now.
To the key of life tonight.
Oh yeah.
What's been happening with you, Aija? What's happening?
Oh, nothing much. Just a little bit of the same. I am still blossoming this bar business, and I'm in Nashville for a couple of days visiting my family because my sister's in town and my nephew's in town. And I wanted to come see everybody. And I'm actually on my way to Rockford. I have a court date on Monday.
Oh.
So we're going to handle, business as far as that goes. But yeah, things are well. The bar is, blossoming. We're really getting into the swing of things as the season is changing. It's warming up so we can have the rooftop open and people are having a good time. We've got a bunch of new fun events coming up that are kind of like crossing paths between a dining service, a bar service, and an entertainment venue. So lots of fun things coming up as far as that goes. But yeah, I'm just out here working.
Awesome.
Nice.
Working, honey.
Well, we had to have you 3 on this Women's History Month, and we thought it would be great to close it out with the 3 of you. All y'all need name tags because y'all look so young. And look
exactly.
Alike. I still don't know who's who. But listen, I wanted to talk to you, Shandra, first. Travel with Martina McBride, major country star.
Yeah.
Man, how did you land that gig?
That's a wonderful and just an amazing story. Wendy Moten, who has recently put out a country music record. So I worked on one of her records probably, I would say at least 15 years ago. Her husband, boyfriend, she didn't marry him, they've been together forever, but they're not officially married, but they had somebody that backed out, I think, at the last minute. She was doing the hiring for this particular tour for Martina, and they needed another person kind of last minute. And she was like, I don't, traveling with women can be very tricky. So you have to have the right combination. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, look, I don't want any drama. I can't think of anybody. I don't know anybody that I could just call off the cuff. Well, her husband is a well-renowned musician here in Nashville. And, I worked with them as well on different, live gigs, but he was like, well, what about Shandra? Now, let me preface this by saying, literally, like within that same 24-hour period, a friend of mine called me up and was like, girl, you need to do some country music. I was like, you know what? That would be my pleasure. I would love to do country, anything, because country music generally pays very well. And I was like, shoot, yeah, I'll do it. Within 24 hours, Wendy Moten called me up and was like, look, I was talking to my husband and he mentioned you. And she was like, that is it. That would be a perfect match. And that's how I got the gig. I didn't have to audition. It was last minute. She was like, are you available to do some rehearsals on certain particular dates? Now, mind you, I'm a very busy businesswoman with my business, my hair business, and I stay booked. Just so happened that week of rehearsals, I didn't have anything booked. So when I say God has just given it to me, I didn't have to audition. It worked out. And at this point, my kids were grown. Now this is crazy too. That particular tour with Martina was called Everlasting. The tour I did with Cece was called Everlasting.
Oh, wow.
Right. And I was like, okay, God, you are really funny. So, and originally it was only supposed to be a 4-month tour. This particular album, Martina McBride, her company, for some reason they didn't back it. So she had to do it all out of pocket. And it was her Motown favorites. So she had to come out of pocket. She had to do everything on her own. It was an independent project. And she was only set up a 4-month tour. It ended up running 2 years.
Wow.
So it was just a complete blessing, one of her most successful. And we got along so well, it was like family. So it was a great, great, awesome experience. And Wendy Moten, girl, you did that. Thank you.
What is it like to be out on a major tour every night on big, huge stadiums? What is it like being like out there?
It was amazing. What is crazy for me, I'm super shy when it comes to like intimate, like this, I'm nervous, intimate things, I'm really shy. But to be on a big stage, it felt so good. I have never done anything like that on that level. And country music is huge.
Yeah,
so I get to travel to places I had never been. It was amazing. And I was a little skeptical, because, you've heard some things and there could be some racist things that can happen. And we didn't have not one incident, not one problem. Everything was beautiful. It really was. It was an awesome experience. And Martina McBride, when I say she's the mama bear of her team and crew, and they're really a family, and she loves them dearly and treats them all just like family. And to this day, we're still really close. Now, I just did that particular tour, because it was a special kind of Motown thing, and they needed, a little sauce,
Yeah.
So it was a little soul. So we gave them that, and it was just a one-time thing, but we're still friends to this day.
You know, I grew up, my mom, she loved Charlie Pride. I mean, we listened to Charlie Pride a lot. Let me get your views on African Americans in country music. It's, you know, I hear it's on the rise. I see, you know, people like Derek Rucker. There's a few other young people that's coming up. What's your views on African Americans now in the country market now?
Well, truth be told, what is country music? It's blues. So, you know, other than the fact that maybe we were excluded, I think it's about time. You know what I'm saying? Because we certainly started it. We embody it, and you know, I think it's a wonderful thing. Wendy Moten just released a country music album last year, and she is phenomenal.
Wow.
Dear friend, and she's there. She just did. What's the name of the program?
CMAs?
No, she just did Opryland.
Oh, I think she did.
She did. This is her 8th time, I think. So they are really opening up. They're welcoming us, and it's about time. It's time. It's time to move on, and it's time. It's time to embrace all gifts. You know, no matter what.
Now, are we going to see you and your daughters get together and do a song together?
We do a lot of, actually, we've done quite a bit of live music together with Lori White. She would, you know, Lori White was a dear friend as well. She's passed on. But we've done quite a bit. We do live stuff, but I don't know if anything professional. I feel like I'm too old. I'll push them.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Push Asia. She'll push Asia. Ignore both of them. I'm the Kris Jenner of the family. I'm going to push both, and I'm going to put them to work.
Endeya's a lot like me. She won't pursue it. She's gifted. All of my kids are gifted.
Yeah.
She's the one who's not shy, and you know, at all. Yeah.
Now, when Aija was on last time, you said you think it was your grandmother that's a judge.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man, that's crazy in itself. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
She can sing too.
Is that right?
Yeah, and her mother was an opera singer.
Yeah, my grandmother was, she was the musical director at her church, but she sang opera. Yeah, it just runs in the family.
That is crazy.
Now, Endeya, you guys did a project. It was on your mother's Facebook page.
It was amazing, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
it's like, is that Nina Simone or something like that? Yeah.
Amazing. Now,
talk to us about that.
Did you hear Endeya?
That's everybody.
Man.
Which
beautiful voice.
Nina Simone?
Nina Simone.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yep.
That's it.
So if you guys can check that out. It's amazing.
It was
absolutely
a really fun project too.
Talk to us a little bit about that. How did that, come about?
Well, Cremain is
world-renowned
and family.
And they all grew up together.
Exactly. And we've all, obviously shared music as a common interest. And so he just called us and said that he had this idea. And I, like Shandra, I was very apprehensive. The whole public thing it's not for me. But you can't say no to Cremain. So we ended up doing it, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
They are phenomenal.
Yeah.
But they're very shy. Well, not shy, but it's not a big deal that they're reserved, but very talented.
Well, I mean, I guess it's when you grow up in a thing and your whole family is drenched in a thing. Yeah. It's not
a big thing.
It's not a big deal. Like it's not something that is special to us,
right?
Because it's just the culture that we were raised in, right? There's nothing interesting about it. There's nothing new about it. Like we never really got starstruck by all the people that my mom has worked with, all the people that my dad has worked with. Like when we meet people, it's just like, oh, hey, y'all know, like we have family members who are, parts of multi-platinum, award-winning, best-selling, groups and all that kind of stuff. And it's so we were raised in it. So being able to sing and being musically inclined is just second nature. Yeah. And I guess when it's second nature to you, it's just for other things. Yeah, it's a gift that you have that you don't necessarily want to always capitalize on. Yeah. It's just something that you have. And so sometimes you use it when you use it and you don't when you don't, because you're pursuing other things. Which I feel like both my mom and my sister and my brother have all pursued other things. My brother is a lot more musically inclined than
he plays guitar, right?
Yeah, he plays the guitar and he produces.
Yeah,
oh my God.
He's Jet Junior.
Yes.
He really is.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he is. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked by him.
Because he was always like really quiet and like low key about it. And all of a sudden he just came out of nowhere with visuals and like knowing how to do all this stuff. And it's
producing. It's amazing.
How did you learn this?
Yeah, and he can sing.
Yeah, but it's just in us. Like we grew up in it. So it's not anything
y'all know
special, you know. We just sing. Like it's not, and we do it well. I think that we do, you know, we try to pursue excellence in everything that we do. Like I think I joked about it the last time I was on the show about my mom and my dad being Joe and Joanne.
Yeah.
They beat it in us.
That is not true. That is not true.
Wow.
They had to be on pitch.
Yeah, like, it was a thing when we were really young. Like I remember being like 5 years old, being in the car. So if I was 5, Endeya was 3, and we would be doing like rounds. My mom would always, you know, start us doing the row your boat rounds, and she would make sure that we all came in at the right time. And so by the time I was 10 years old, that was just counterparts were a thing for me. I didn't have to guess about it, so I could sing a cappella.
No.
Know?
Did you tell the story about Mark Kibble?
Oh no, I don't know if I did.
Okay, Aija's 2 years old. Okay, Mark Kibble, Jet worked with him, but I think his wife, Sherry Kibble, was one of my first clients as far as doing hair here in Nashville. So we became great friends. Aija was only 2 at the time. He heard her sing. Now Mark Kibble would do a run.
This is Mark Kibble from Take 6.
Mark Kibble from Take 6.
Yeah.
Mark Kibble would do a run, and my baby girl at 2.5 would do the run.
Wow.
He did a crazy run,
Wow.
and she mimicked it identically. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, this little girl right here is she's going to be phenomenal." Full circle. Our church did a children's choir album. Mark Kibble and Aija Penix did a duet.
Yeah.
Oh,
boy. And we were in the studio. We were in the studio. He told me, he was like, "This is so deja vu," because he would give me a run to match, and I would have to match it because I, you know, like 2. Yeah, I was 15 at the time that happened. But like I was raised by these people. Like these people were all part of my village, and so these were also the people that I studied. I studied CC Winans, like nobody's business. If you've ever seen me lead worship or ever heard me lead worship, like you hear CC Winans all up in that thing.
You have her.
You also hear. I do. I studied her. Like she's somebody that I studied as a child. When she was doing that tour for Everlasting Love, we were cleaning up every Saturday morning, listening to that album and studying it word for word, rip for rip. So like to this day, we could probably do it, you know, top to bottom.
Right.
Crazy.
Easily, you know. We were raised by that. So it's very normal for us. Like it's not a special gift, if you will. Like it's just something that it's a talent that we have that was nurtured by the culture that we were in. Wow.
Well, since this is Women's History,
the church is like that. So being raised in the church, you can learn a lot.
Since this is Women's History Month, I want each one of you to just kind of talk about, you know, women breaking into the music business in the industry now, and maybe some of the struggles that still need to be overcome.
That's good. Yeah.
And give some really good advice to up and coming female singers.
Yeah. So as far as like the struggles and things of that nature go, the music industry is still very much a cisgendered, heterosexual, white male dominated industry from the executive point of view. Like the people that you see on stage by and large are mostly people of color, super talented people of color. But the executive decision makers, the ones that run the award shows and, you know, make the decisions and collect the most of the checks are white men. And so as as we can all know, like Black women are one of those groups of people that are very looked down upon and feared because of our extreme capability and our extreme talent and our ability to dominate in those spaces. So for women in the music industry, especially on the non-talent side, it is still a very Loctite environment, but you're starting to see a lot of women of color, break into those molds. The CEO of Motown now, Ethiopia, is a Black woman who went to an HBCU in Alabama. She has risen to that point, and she is now that top person. And she had to work her way up. She started off, doing other things. She went into publishing, and now she's at a record label, and she's climbed the ladder to that point. But it's not handed to us easily. So if there are women that want to get involved in the music industry on the executive side, my number one piece of advice is to find a mentor, and find a mentor that is accessible, and find a mentor that will put you to work. Because as my mom said, like, this industry is all about who you know, how you know them, where you know them. And somebody that I know that's close to me always said, it doesn't matter who you know, it matters who knows you. And who's going to call you when the time comes. And so you have to put yourself in those positions to be that person. And building relationships, like, it's a very relationship heavy industry. And it's not just like, oh, let me go someplace where I can schmooze and rub shoulders. Like, people call on people that they know. And so when you focus on building good relationships with people, it really does translate in your professional life in an industry that is as close-knit as this.
Wow.
Well, my little advice would be just be ready, for those who want to be in the music industry and have a gift and are talented. I have been so fortunate and blessed, but I am at fault for not really being ready. I'm just gifted. You know what I'm saying? But be ready, study. You
mean to tell me you weren't ready? You didn't feel you were ready?
I didn't.
Oh my God.
I was ready, and I was ready because my training in church really prepared me. So just being a faithful member of a praise team and, of a group that kept me ready, because I was singing.
Yeah, wow.
So just be ready. That's my advice.
Endeya?
Well, I feel like they've, pretty much hit the nail on the head. I would say that my advice is to be about your business, because it is still a business. It's important to know what you're talking about. It's important to read contracts and be knowledgeable about business practices. And that's just all that I would say.
Wow. For a minute, I want to go back to Oakland.
Yeah, come on.
Take it way back.
How much, when I think of Oakland, man, I think of, Sly and the Family Stone. I think a lot of bands. I think of Jubu Smith. I think of a lot of music. How much did Oakland?
Tony.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah. How much did Oakland influence your life?
I would say it influenced me in every way because that's where I grew up. Like I said, I grew up at the Hawkins Church. You know what I'm saying? That was my pastor. So that influenced me in every way. Like Raphael Sadiq, I know him. He used to come to our church, and they would be the musicians for like when we had special musicals.
Is that crazy?
They would call him in. Wow. Yeah. So it nurtured me. It taught me. That's where I grew up. So it influenced me in every way. Tremaine Hawkins, oh my gosh, she was the diva. Yeah. And I loved her because she was just amazing. I remember being in the studio when she was recording one of her albums. I had that opportunity. And not only just, I was in relationship with them. They were friends. So it influenced me in every way. Daryl Coley was our director. And come on. So, and
the group that she was talking about earlier, Veritas. So I remember growing up and Daryl Coley was recording an album here in Nashville. And so he actually contacted and contracted that group to do the live recording. And it was so funny because we were kids. We used to just be at the rehearsals rolling around under all the pews and stuff. But he had a daughter named Endeya. And he always would tease Endeya about the fact that his daughter's name was Endeya. But like, we didn't know that this was the person that she grew up, you know, under the direction of in the choir.
He's like, what you doing?
Really? Wow.
Like, yeah, like that kind of stuff. That's the kind of career. And my mom is a little modest. But she's worked with a ton of people. She's sang with the likes of Michael McDonald. She's recorded, you know, background vocals for tons and tons of recording artists, as is the Nashville Way. Like, Cece and Martina were excellent tours that she's been a part of, but she's also a studio singer. She has recorded lots of studio work. If you just Google Shandra Penix, you will see her name in many credits: gospel, country, pop, R&B, Disney, Pixar, you know, like all kinds of things. But yeah, like it's really cool to always see those full circle moments happen with her, because I don't think that she really.
When I say I didn't pursue it, I didn't pursue it. God gave it to me. It was a gift. Wow. It was a gift that He gave me because, you know, I was shy. But it's been an amazing, I could not have planned it even better. Honestly, I could not have.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are some of the most important things that you've learned through all of your experiences?
I would say my most important thing would be to be authentic. I've seen a lot of people go after. I've seen them change their whole personality, their look, their style. Be authentic, be you. I feel like a lot of what God has given me has come through relationship, you know, because I established a great authentic. Be authentic. To me, relationship is really important. A lot of people can do great work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can do great riffs. They have great voice, but they don't have great personality. And, you know, they don't work well with people. You have to be able to work well with people. So it's about having, you know, being agreeable, being pleasant, all of that. So that's probably, being authentic is probably a great thing that I've learned. It takes you a lot farther than talent.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Character.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, with all of that you've been able to and been blessed to do, you managed to raise two beautiful daughters who I know you're proud of. You know, talk to us a little bit about, you know, what do they mean to you? What does that mean to you, looking at them now?
Hey, my kids are my world. I don't know if they know that, but they were and are my world. I've always wanted to be a mom. That's probably the one thing out of life I knew that I wanted to be, was a mom. So I did not take that lightly. So they are my world. It has not been easy, as any family will know, but they are my pride and joy. Honestly, they really are. I think as parents, we just want our children to do well.
Yes.
We just want them to do well and to be good people. Yeah. And honestly, I really like who my kids are. I do.
That is so cool.
I do. They have gotten on my nerves, but I love who they are. She really love
the most. Right. Jordan and Jetson.
That's not true.
So true.
It's fine.
Not.
I love Jetson.
We love
the
Jordan
most.
too. So it's
But I really like who they are. They're good people. They are really good people. So I'm proud of that. That they are my proudest achievement. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, raising young, strong Black women today is not an easy thing to do with all that's going on. So you've done an amazing job.
Yes.
Thank you.
So very should be very proud. Well, I mean, if people want to get in touch, I'll start with you, Endeya. If people want to book you, follow your blog, how do they do that? Give us some information on, you know, how can they follow you and how can they get involved with what you're doing?
I'm pretty active on both Instagram and Facebook. If you want to find me on Facebook, it's Endeya Penix. I have a page for my blog, Rattles and Rants. And you can find me on Instagram at I am from Endeya, Endeya.
Cool.
Nice.
Aija?
Y'all know how to reach me. I'm on Instagram as I am Aija. I am everywhere as Aija Penix. I'm also on Twitter. And I'm on Clubhouse. I don't know if y'all are on Clubhouse, but Clubhouse is a thing. You can find me on Clubhouse, follow me on Clubhouse under, I believe it's produced by Aija. But yeah, like I'm everywhere under my name, just Aija Penix. It's really hard to miss us. We are the Penix Chicks. If you look up Penix, you're liable to find one of us.
Nice.
Shandra, I mean, I know you're doing some amazing things, but there may be some artists out there that want to book you. How can they find you? How can they get in touch with you?
I'm Shandra Bennett on Facebook, or Shani B, SHANIE, Shani B Oaktown on Instagram. And you can reach me there. Just hit me up.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Is there anything new that you got that's coming up? After COVID sort of gets under control, is there anything new that's coming up?
Honestly, I have been full-time doing my business, which is a hairstylist. And when I say it keeps me busy, I don't have anything coming up. I don't. So, hey, hit me up if you need some vocals here in town. I do tours, I do live, all of that. So. Well,
if Cedric and I want to get a sew in, where's the shop at?
Okay. Look, y'all ain't gonna work me. I've actually converted my basement into my shop. So I work here at the house, but you can reach me in Nashville. You can reach me on Facebook or Instagram. And I do travel. I have clients that will fly me out. So
nice.
Yeah,
Cedric, we gotta get over there and get a sew in, bro.
We do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Also, look, CeCe Winans is giving me credit on her latest album. Check it out.
Cool. Okay. Yes. Cool.
Yes.
Wow.
I've been doing CeCe's hair probably maybe 20 years now.
It's been more. I'm 32. So
yeah, it's
almost
been
30 years.
A long time.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's been a blessing too. My business has just boomed. It's been a blessing.
That's so great. That's so great.
I believe it.
I gotta say, I'm looking at you guys and I'm so proud of you guys. I am proud because Jet is like, we go when we were kids.
I know.
So I'm looking at you guys and I'm like, wow, man, this is so cool, So all the congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your platform with us.
Yes,
we appreciate
it. Always.
It's our pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Just keep doing what you're doing. God bless you all. And I'm sorry I messed up all the names, but Cedric from Alabama.
We still country folk.
Right. Cedric, Alabama, and I'm Mississippi.
It's all
good. Love y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Later.
Well, thank everybody for tuning in and checking out this wonderful episode. Make sure you share it with everybody. Cedric, that's all I got, baby.
That's all I got. Peace out, y'all.
I'm out of here. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.
All right, later.